Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on that notification bell. And now, let's get into the video, maniacs.
Right now.
Alright,
I'm
mine's...
on.
Alright, you ready?
Yep, I'm on.
Hello, my little maniacs. This is your host, the Maniacs Gaming, coming at you with some State of Survival sneak peeks on the beta server. Today, we have a special guest, Mr. Red.
What's up, guys?
So tell us what we're doing, Mr. Red.
So we're going to be discussing the features and the new heroes that is coming out soon, officially released in State of Survival's Facebook page. So we're going to pretty much discuss how these new heroes are badass and how they work in battle reports and in Explorer. So, yeah.
And of course, just as the disclaimer, we are on the beta server, so all these numbers are subjected to change at any time. These are not the official numbers, just to get that out there.
And this is a test server, so this is new heroes being tested and is not released in official servers. So be fair warned about that too.
Alright, so which hero do we want to start with?
Which hero should we... I think we should start with Zach. He's pretty cool with his robots.
I do like him and his robots. Like, something that I personally love about heroes and whatnot in the games is the aesthetic into them and the design effort put into them. And, like, he's definitely one of the ones they definitely put a lot of time in because, you know, it's not only just his character, it's also both of his robots companions, and both of them look really awesome.
Exactly, yeah. I like how they made that little, how they move and everything with it too, and how they have their own little personality too, so that's what I like about that as well.
You know, just, like, looking at them, you can tell, like, just from the amount of detail, like, on his tattoos on his arms, like, that must have taken, like, forever.
Yes.
But, like,
I do agree with that.
But, like, even just, like, looking at their stats, like, these are definitely going to be changing the game just for the better, just because of their pure ability and their potential. And if you use them right, they could definitely beat out, like, the current meta between all the new legendary heroes, quote-unquote, like Ash and me. Like, all of them, they will probably beat them out in the long run just because of their pure ability to have some extreme power.
Yeah, they have a lot of, like, attacking damage power than the third-gen heroes right now, so they are pretty powerful against skills, at least.
Oh, yeah. Definitely just by looking at them, these heroes were definitely designed for more of the PvP aspect of the game.
I can see that a lot.
Just because, like, look at them, like, a lot of them, like, Zach, for example, has the enemy settlement troop attack minus 11.4 and settlement troop lethality, so they were definitely made with the idea of using them more for the PvP aspect of the game.
PvP, yeah.
But definitely, Zach is definitely up there for one of my favorites.
Yeah, so definitely. So, Maniac's stats is not as good as mine right now at the current moment. I have level 80 stats, so his is a little different because he is not maxed out all his heroes. So, as you guys can tell, we are, talking to each other, so he will be talking about his stats as well versus mine. But my settlement troop attack is 31% against what he has for now.
Well, mine's mostly because of the fact that I actually just transferred my main account over today, and it was working out all these lovely issues with transferring it over, and now I'm actually getting into it, and just because I wanted to not do anything off camera, I just upgraded them to First Lieutenant and gave them all their skill books to make them maxed out for First Lieutenant.
Yeah, I forgot which level that was, 50?
That's a level 30.
30? Yeah, like I said. I can't remember that.
Don't judge, man. Me and my level 30 heroes are going to be over here rocking it.
Oh, yeah. God, they're only 50 levels away,
Only take me like 3 years to get there. It's fine. The beta server will be closed by then.
Yeah, by the time we'll probably have new heroes.
If not, man, that'd be kind of depressing considering 3 years would have gone by at that point.
True, that would have been pretty depressing. With the call, yeah.
Just like, nah, these are the only heroes you're getting for the next 3 years.
That'd be messed up, kind of. Like, no.
But I think definitely one of my favorite features, and we talked about this earlier, is definitely the fact that they auto-progress their skills.
Yes.
Like,
that's what I like about them, too.
It definitely could have been spread out a little bit more, but I do like the fact that, like, in other games, like, you just have to do one thing and then they auto-progress their skills. Like, I definitely do like they added this aspect into the game. Just because I don't know about you, but it took forever to grind out those books just to be able to upgrade their skills.
Yeah, especially when you got people that don't spin at all because they can't spin, and then you got the low spenders, so it's hard for a lot of people if you don't have the money or anything or the time. So with these auto upgrades on your hero rank, which is pretty cool because each rank, I think, gives a chance for the skills to get upgraded. So like around level 50, you have all the skills level 5, except for the last one. For Zach would be Overload, and it would be a level 4 for me. But I got mine all maxed out right now, but I didn't catch that until I noticed it on my skills, like, oh yeah, that's right, we got auto levels, so we don't have to worry about those skill books.
Yeah, one thing, like, I'm actually looking at my Ray and Rolex, because he's not max, and just to upgrade his level 3 power launcher to level 4, it takes 50 of the legendary books.
Yeah.
Which takes a while, and if I'm remembering correctly, I think for level 4 it's 75? And then for level 5 it's 100, is it not?
No, level 5 is 75.
Is level 4 like 60 or something in that range?
It's 50.
It is 50 again? Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I already knew it was 50. I'm looking at it. Man.
I got Mayo is not level 5s yet on the skills, but I know that level 3 is 30. It goes like by each level, pretty much, except for the 5th level. It's like 1, 2, and 3 is level, how many skill books is 10 skill books, 20 skill books, and 30. So once it gets to level 4, it's 50, then 75 for level 5. But compared to, how much we need to get the skill books for the heroes, it takes a lot, and you can use it for the other heroes since these new ones are this auto upgrade. So there's like a plus side on that part too.
Yeah, I definitely do agree with that. Now, let's go ahead and move on to probably one of my favorite heroes, just because of the fact that he's a brawler, and we just have so very few good brawler heroes, just because of the fact that most of them are pay to play right now. Because the only ones that you can even get that aren't pay to play is Rusty, because he's the blue, Chef through the intel, and then the Nico, because you can get him through the events, and I believe you can also get him through the searches too now. But it's more rare. Nicola. Yes.
Yeah, Nicola, whatever you want to call him.
I call it Nico because I know I'm not going to mess it up.
I'm not good with words, so yeah, he's been in my searches for advanced the epic searches forever. So
yeah,
he was one thing.
Yeah, but there's just no real good brawler heroes that are actually easier to get other than him, Rusty, and Chef. That's it. Because Ash, unless you're like constantly doing the Ray's Casino, there's just no way to really get her easily without paying. And even Ray's Casino, you'd have to be like every day.
Yeah, and plus you can probably grind battle cups and events and stay up until because you got like a week or two to save biocaps, then you could probably have
true.
a lot of biocaps to spin it on.
Yeah, I think it's like
So,
the 9 chips is like 13,500 biocaps, which equals 10 spins. So,
yeah.
and if you play your cards right, that basically gets you the level 15 chest, which basically guarantees you unlock her and get her up a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit from that, yeah, definitely.
But definitely Ernie, he's just one of my favorites just because of his pure potential. Like, I really do love the amount of time they definitely put into him.
Yeah, and he's also a football player, so he's got that stamina and, you know, the tankish little, you know, look and stuff, and you can just take damage a lot.
Definitely got the strength behind him.
Definitely, yes, I do agree.
And and again, with just looking at the other heroes, you can definitely tell that these guys were also set up for the fact that they're more for the PvP aspect, just based on their stats alone.
Yeah, same with Ash. She does take a lot of damage too. Mm. She's a pretty good tank as well.
I definitely think him and Ash will definitely be a decent combo to have, definitely in rallies and whatnot, just because you can put Ash in the first rally, and then him in the second rally. That'll definitely be a good, 1-2 punch.
Oh, yeah.
Because, if the first rally doesn't win it, then, backing her up with a decent secondary brawler in the second rally, that'd be pretty powerful.
Especially when you got 3rd gen and 4th gen, and pretty much the same and powerful. In the 3rd gen heroes, which is, Ash, Zoe, and Maya, because they're pretty good in, attacking and stuff, but the 4th gen knocks it out of the park with their stats are a little bit lower.
Oh, yeah.
But in return of lower stats, a little bit lower stats than the 3rd gen, you get better skills, and they do a lot of damage to the skills, and they also defend a lot, better too, so that's a little bit there on a takeover.
Yeah, definitely something I do like about Ernie, just because we don't see it much in others, is his rile up skill, which is the ability to recover troop powers for himself and allies. Like, that is a pretty nice skill.
Yes, that helps a lot, too, because that pretty much recovers the troops' power and everything, and it's pretty much like a morale boost.
Yeah, that's definitely something to help him out, as well as his fellow heroes.
Exactly.
I actually don't think anyone else has a skill that's like that, actually.
I think... forgot what hero that was, but might be... Who was it? I remember that skill, too. I forgot who it was.
Trish.
Yeah.
Has the med pack. But she's always kind of just flown underneath my radar because there's no real good way to get her fragments. At least for me personally.
Yeah, that's my problem too. I wonder...
because the only way to get her fragments are, at least for me, are for getting the legendary hero fragments. Like, even if you click on how to get hers, it says events every time. And I think I actually unlocked her through the casino when she was, first released. And then just nothing about her since.
Yeah, that was not a hero that was really out there, get that noticed, so...
Yeah, no. Her and, the Ray and Rolex are probably two of the harder heroes to get, just because she just doesn't have anything, and then Ray and Rolex you gotta get all up in VIP levels.
Yeah, especially you have to reach level 12 to max them, so...
Yikes. That's gonna be a while.
Yeah, same for me. I'm almost level 10, and I'm not even gonna buy them. With Lucky, too, as well, was a waste of my time and money as well. So
I bought Lucky on my main account, and I actually have her maxed out right now on this account at General with the full 80 levels, except I don't have her skills maxed out. Or her gear, just because I haven't advanced that far in the gear yet. But she's she's definitely a nice hero just to have as my number one right now, until someone else can catch up to her.
Yeah, and they just recently released level 5 skills too, so it's been probably a month or two with that.
Of course, they don't really have anyone that's somewhat decent, really. The only one that's close to her right now, for me at least, is Mike at level 70, followed by Zoe, but she's only a major one right now just because I haven't really gotten any of her fragments.
Yeah.
Because I try not to spend if I don't have to. But definitely, Ernie's definitely one of these heroes I really do like, just because of the fact that he's a brawler and we don't have a lot of brawler heroes that are really good and easy to get.
Yeah. Because especially how powerful it is too, because that just turns the tables on a lot of things too. Better brawler than usual, and you can actually rely on someone like that.
Oh, having him and Ash in back-to-back rallies is going to be so powerful.
Oh yeah.
They're definitely going to be a really good 1-2 punch. Just having those, that first rally being Gen 4 heroes and then Gen 3 right behind them. I can just see the pure power. Also, something we were talking about, because where I have them at lower levels, you use them more for the attacking other players, which we'll talk about here in a second. Something that I definitely noticed in Ernie, because I use him more for Explorer Trails, is the fact he does have if you turn on his skill ranges, he has a definitely smaller skill range than all the others brawlers. And just because of the fact he does have a hammer instead of a shotgun or something else like that. But he also can be able to jump across the map and bring that hammer down to crush enemies. So that's definitely a nice power to him.
Yeah, so I'm actually going through the Explorer Trail now, seeing that stuff as well.
And you didn't invite me.
Come on, join.
Alright, anyone that's on my channel watching, go to his real quick and watch this. Go watch this Explorer Trail so you can see what we're talking about. But something I definitely do love, because I like to look at the aesthetics of things and how they interact in the game, is that when he comes down with the hammer, you can see the ground kind of break underneath, like it actually got hit by the hammer, which is something that I do love. I love the respect for that, because that's something that would actually happen with a hammer of this size with that strength.
And especially because it looks like a Tesla that he's holding, but every time you slam down, it activates. So.
Oh yeah, that's.
So it gets that Tesla effect when it dissipates the electricity as well. So that's what I like about it too.
I like how they kind of mixed his football style with a gladiator kind of vibe.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. He has those shoulder pads that look from Gladiator or whatever. That little spikes to it could be even cooler.
Oh my god, yes. Developers, if you're listening, just add the ability to give them different costumes just so we can add spikes to Ernie. Please.
Oh, you know what they should do too? If they're gonna add different costumes, they should add effects to it, lethality effects or whatnot. You know,
that would be so cool. Something like the fact that we have different HQ skins and March skins and whatnot.
Yeah.
Developers, get on this. I will gladly pay some money for this. Or they can also set it up for events and whatnot to do.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that could be, it as well. But, they're going to put it in the top 10 people that wins it, So not everybody's going to get it.
But even if they do it, everyone, the top 100 can get it, but theirs are, everyone underneath tends, limited time. They get it for, a week or something, just so they can at least experience it and try it out. But that'd also...
Cool. Maybe they're doing on the new test that could be coming up, too, as well.
True. Cool. Or they could do it, for a top-up event, maybe. Just, a little side bonus.
Yeah.
Or they could do it like, I think the Clash of Clans is doing it, where they do the 1,500 gems to buy, like, a hero skin. Like, they could do something like that with biocaps.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool if we could do it with the base skins as well.
I don't even care if they give no skills. I just want to be able to put spikes on already shoulder pads. Like, that would be so cool.
Yeah. I do agree with that. That'd be sick.
Alright. I now want to move on to the hero that kind of just flew under my radar, because he seems like a good hero on his own, but compared to the other two, he just kind of seems like kind of meh to me, personally.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I do love his look. Like, his look is definitely one of the things I do like, but other than that, not much is really there for him. Like, he's a good troop for, like, rallies and settlement defenses and whatnot, but other than that, not much for him. Even in the Explorer Trail, like, I noticed he was still a little bit... He reminded me of Ghost, kind of. Like, he was kind of just, like, there.
Yeah. Talking about Jarrett, right?
Yeah. He just kind of undergoes the profile for me. Like, I know they're different classes, but that's what he reminds me of. He just reminds me of Ghost. He's kind of, like, under the radar and kind of just there for a little bit of support, but not really.
Yeah, he's like a hazmat scientist guy type of Ghost. That's what the vibe is.
Basically, he's basically Ghost, but in a different class.
Yeah, especially I like that bio whip in the Explorer challenge.
Oh, that's so cool! And plus the fact that it's like its own separate thing, like it's non-extension. Like, I think they definitely took some freaking inspiration from from Frank and Maddie for that.
Yeah, I do agree with
that
too.
That's something I like. One of the reasons my Maddie's so high, just because I love Explorer Trails with her and Frank. Just because Frank by himself is a beast.
Oh yeah.
Like, I like him more than Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie's bio darts are... You have to upgrade the skills to get that, you know.
You know, I remember, like, when Stay of Survival did that April Fool's joke where they said they were going to replace Frank with a cat. Oh, I would have been upset, because I'm like, no, I like Frank. Take Maddie. We don't like her. I would have been okay with it if they did, like, you could pick which one you wanted. Kind of thing. Like, that it swap out, where, like, you could pick if you want Frank the dog or the cat. I don't remember what they wanted to name the cat.
Frank number 2, I don't know.
I think it was more like to sponsor one of their other games that they do, or a partnership they have with a game.
Yeah.
But still, it was just one of those things. But definitely, if I had to rank the heroes based on my favorite to my least favorite, my easy choice, definitely number 1, Ernie. I do love the fact he's a brawler and that he's somewhat better than the others. We don't really have any good brawlers. And then it's Zach, and then at the very bottom, it's Jarrett. It really is.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that as well. But, like, you know, Jarrett could be, you know, that backup guy, that long range dude that, you know, could take people down from a distance, but not fully, but has that, like, you know, that poison effect to finish him off. So yeah. I can see why it'd be, like, you know, low there, because it's not very powerful attacks. So
don't get me wrong, I do like him as a support hero, but I kind of expected more out of him, honestly. I had such high hopes for him when I first was looking at his stats, but then after trying him out in Explorer Trail, kind of just died off for me, honestly. He seems so, like, kind of useless.
Yeah, because then the Explorer Trail versus, you know, the actual battle reports versus other people is a little bit different, because the Explorer Trail is, like, more like an RPG type, you know, for the game, so it's not going to be all high and mighty that we all think it's going to be, because, you know, you think you're going to have, like, a badass tentacle turret or whatever that's going to be, you know, cool and stuff, and does, like, poison attack, you know, does poison and stings them or whatever, or, you know, stun them and stuff, but it doesn't really do much like that, so.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things, like, definitely could use an upgrade in the full game, but definitely a decent side hero. Like, I definitely wouldn't plan to use for him to be the primary of my rallies and whatnot, but definitely a good secondary hero for support. Alright, you want to go ahead and let's take a look at those lovely battle reports we were talking about?
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about those battle reports. I actually saved a few. Did you save some?
I have one that's gonna... Everyone that's on my channel watching, don't get confused. You are reading this correctly. Yes, I did attack myself.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Just to clarify, it is the Maniac Gaming, which is my main account, versus the Maniacs Gaming, which is my mini account. I know it's gonna be so confusing, but yeah. Also, for some reason, I could only have 58,690 troops at a time. So that was...
Yeah, that's what sucked about testing and stuff like that, because we all had to, like, restart our game, like, 10 times to actually fully load into the servers.
But now that we're loaded in, it's great.
Yeah.
So don't judge the fact I lost 32 troops because of that. I had no troops to begin with whatsoever. But definitely, for those who aren't aware of what we're doing, if you click on battle details, you'll notice that it's set up a little differently. Now you can actually see what your skills actually do in the actual battle itself, which I love.
Yes, but this is also in the test server, so you won't actually see this in the normal servers of State of Survival. So this is pretty much helping us how these skills work in battle, and how they affect our troops, and what gets defended and what gets protected / versus killing extra troops as well, as you can see with a couple of my stats that I've seen. So
definitely one of my favorite lines on this is definitely the Maddie and Frank, girl's best friend, killed extra 664 enemy troops. Like, that just sounds weird, but if you know the skills, it makes sense. And also the Biodart apparently killed the same amount of troops.
Yeah.
But no, this is definitely something I do love about this. Just because you can see what exactly your troops are exactly doing during the battles, especially your heroes. Which is one of the things like I was so concerned about with my battles and whatnot. I'm like, how exactly are these heroes better than these heroes? Like, this definitely shows the help with this. And it's definitely something I hope they bring into the main game at some point, just so everyone can be able to see this and be able to use it to basically make better strategies and help to hopefully break the meta that's currently going on, so that troops can actually be able to attack and use this strategy to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, exactly. I hope they, like, because these battle details that we're looking at is pretty well detailed. I like how they show the skills and what they do and how much troops are being killed or wounded or protected. I wonder if they're gonna, like, enter that into the, you know, the normal state of survival, because that'd be cool to see that every day and, you know, learn off of it. But if not, you know, I can understand partly for all that, you know, because it'd probably just give away your secrets and how to, you know, attack your enemy, right? So
something that I do also like is the fact that it does also show you, like, the defense, but again, that could be counteractive because it could allow the enemy to be able to attack you with, like, a smaller rally and then see what heroes you have on defense and then figure out the best way to counteract those heroes.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that maybe they could look at avoiding doing that with the enemy heroes a little bit, just so that you can actually see, like, just your heroes, what they do in battle. But so that way you can actually find a way. That way you actually have to work at it instead of just being like, oh, they have these heroes. Well, I know those heroes are specifically weak against these 3 heroes, so I'm going to send these 3 heroes in this march with all of my troops, and that's going to be an easy win for me.
Yeah. So I was trying to find current hero stats for mine, but for the defense rallies, but I don't have any currently.
I have no defenses yet because I just joined the server today, as I've said, and so no one's had the audacity to attack me yet. How rude of them. But if I remember correctly, you were talking about how Pin kept reconning you, but wouldn't freaking attack you.
Yeah, because I had to attack somebody recon me. I think it was Rose or something. I forgot who it was, but this recon me and not even attacked me because I still had 300 million resources of each with I don't know how much troops I have right now. I got 1 million troops, so I'm like, what the heck? I want to see some rally attacks so I can see how they work in defense, So.
Did you say you had 1 million troops?
Yeah.
My numbers pale in comparison.
That sucks.
It's not even close.
I mean, that's not my original troop comprehension, so...
We know this. You freaking... This is my original troop in the formation in the regular game. This is how many troops I have in the regular game on my main account. Because someone over here has been speeding up his troop formations with bios and speed ups. But we won't name names.
Yeah. But, I mean, in my original, I think I have, about 400,000, but, I mean...
Well, that makes me feel better.
Yeah, well, yeah, not really, because I'm going to miss this, being 120 million power and be able to hit these guys that are way much stronger than me with these new heroes, and I'm actually doing something, These heroes are amazing, and it doesn't even matter how much troops you have or anything or battle power, but these heroes way back up what you can dish out. So even with being a little bit lower on the stats with the 3rd gens, but these skills are killing people. So
something I was really looking forward to, but I don't know if they're doing it or not, where the server was supposed to close beforehand, was the next capital fight.
Yeah, I was wondering if we're going to get that, us being for Gov.
Yeah, guys in the comments, just keep typing Maniac in Red for Governor. Would appreciate that. And Lily, if you're watching this video, Maniac in Red for Governor, we're coming for your spot.
Yeah, so as you guys can see on my side, my stats, I'm looking at my stats right now. When we first started this test server, I mean, I killed a lot. I killed about 8 million, but I lost like 557,000, but I healed 1.2 mil. But I lost a lot compared, testing these heroes and some mistake rallies that I have done. And I mean, that's all, we're testing, and plus the server on this is not going to affect your main server, so it's they're giving us speed ups and stuff to test it and create more troops and be able to attack each other again. So, I mean, I attacked Lily, so I got Lily right here. I did fairly decent amount of damage versus her. I think she had T8s. Let's see, yeah, she's got some T8s, so about 623 versus my full march versus my full march is 147,000. I lost about 4 million, 5 million out of her 5.5 million. So it was pretty tough, and I attacked her again. Yeah, that was the time when I was trying to get the resources from her and get the 100 metal, 100 milli metal or whatever.
Always a fun time, huh?
Yeah, it was fun. She lost a lot of power. She went from 59 million to 34.
Alright. Well, I think that's going to do it for us, Red. What do you think?
I'm thinking about the same thing. I think we covered a lot in a short amount of time. So.
I think this video is going to be a bit longer, but definitely was going to be where we had all this fun stuff to go over, and the fact that, you know, we had a lovely Red join us today, guys.
We had the Maniac, so...
The Maniac in the flesh through Discord. Also, I just realized that one of my furnaces is boosted, but I don't remember boosting it.
I have that same problem yesterday.
It happens.
My farm was boosted. I'm like, what? Why is this glowing? I like this effect. What's going on with this? A game bug?
I feel like the labor boost button's like so close to the upgrade button. It just kind of happens on accident when you boost it and you think you're upgrading it.
Maybe I did that once.
Maybe. But anyway, guys, I think that's going to do it for us today. I'll put the link down to Red's channel in my description as well as his video. If you guys want us to do more of these videos where we collaborate together on videos, do let us know in the comments and maybe we'll plan for that. And we'll probably plan for that anyway, even if you guys don't really care for it, but still.
Yeah, so we can get some input on these videos and see, you know, if you guys like this, and if you guys do like this, then we can do a lot more and get other people to collab with us as well. So it'd be very entertaining and very, you know, what do you call it? Learnful? What's that word? You're learning a lot of stuff from each other and how other players, you know, play, and they get their ideas to us and stuff. So
there will definitely be a learning curve involved.
Yeah, there you go.
As well as pure hilarity and comedy and confusion at the same time.
Yes, definitely. So
as there was in this video.
Alrighty, so we're going to see you guys later. I'm going to probably edit this video, blah, blah, and he's going to do the same thing. And I hope you guys give us, like, good feedback and everything else as well. And hopefully you guys like this. Because, you know, this is new. This is our first time. And, you know, and never knew it might be a new thing for us.
Alright, you want to do the ending where you ask everyone to subscribe and like, or you want me to do it?
You can. I don't care either way. I just, you know, I'll be sending you stuff too. So I'll be sending you my people.
Yeah, you got a lot more than I do.
Yeah, just a little bit, you know.
Alright, well guys, if you aren't already, no matter whose channel you're on, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, hit that like button, feel free to comment down below. If you're on my channel, go visit Red's channel. He's got some great videos. I've subscribed to him. And if you're on Red's channel, come over to here to the dark side. I have cookies. And popcorn.
And popcorn. That's good.
Hey, you gotta bring them over somehow. That's how I got you to... How I convinced you to come do this collab.
I got cookies. Alright.
Alright, we'll see y'all later. Stay crazy, fam.